Unmute now. There you go. Have fun.
All right, hello, welcome back to Chronicles of the Grand Nation, the Silent War, episode 32. How we feeling today? Woo! We've got a lot of awesome stuff for you guys tonight. Excuse me, I have a little bit of a cough. We have a wonderful session prepared. We're gonna have a bunch of fun. Before we get started, I just want to thank all of the creators who've been working on this project. Angela, Tom for the amazing music, all of the arts that we see today. It's great. We love you guys. You guys are such a huge portion of this project, and we really couldn't have done it without you guys. For introductions, let's start with Mr. Mike over here. If you want to introduce yourself and your character.
Why did you do that when I have a mouthful of food?
It is not my fault you have a mouthful of food.
I am Mike. I play Van. Sometimes Vanuth. That's it.
All right. Mr. Mo, would you like to introduce yourself and your character?
Greetings and salutations. It is I, the wonderful Mo Chocolate. I play Zelina, the charismatic Bardlock.
All right. Mr. Xavier, would you like to introduce yourself and your character?
Woo, let's go! My name is Xavier. I play Brehik. He is a druid. Fun fact, Brehik grows trees, I smoke them. Yeah!
Sarah, because you just admitted that online. Anna, would you like to introduce your character?
There's nothing wrong with that. It's legal in a lot of states.
Hi, I'm Anna. I play Tessa, the Earth Genasi Warlock. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. And I am Emily. I am the Dungeon Master of this game. Our friend Dylan, who plays the wonderful Muffin, will be here shortly. They're running a little bit behind. But we are all here, and we're going to be ready to go. But first and foremost, let's swing it over to Mo for some merch announcements.
Whoop, whoop. Go check out the Mooch store. We got 12 new things up there. So, hey, go check it out.
You said 12 new things?
Yes, I said 12, and I'm working on 8 more.
Jeez. Sounds like you're going to be pretty busy. Let's swing it over to Anna then for social media.
Hello, make sure you are following us on all of our social media if you want to keep up with us on Twitch, on YouTube, on Twitter, TikTok, on Instagram. We are also on Blue Sky now. Also come join our Discord. It's very fun over there. Of course, as always, we're here live as we are Monday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Time with Dice Rolling at 7:30. Hub Chat, on Fridays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. All of that fun stuff. If you want to support our Patreon as well, you'll get early access to some of our videos for the release live on YouTube for everybody. I think that's my spiel.
All right. So, without further ado, let's jump into this. As I get you to the map. So, combat had just ended as you had successfully fought off 3 Sahagin invaders riding on the backs of giant sharks that had come to attack your ship. Many of you were able to defeat the Sahagins, while some of the others were able to commune with the sharks. And long story short, your ship is safe from them. However, there is still the threat of Mr. Davy Jones, a pirate, still lurking in the waters. He had raised a white flag and signaled for you to board his ship. It'll take a few minutes for the ships to even get close enough to board. So is there anything you would like to say or do during this time?
I will not wait for them to dock. I will jump aboard his ship. Because I still Big Toad.
Oh, welcome!
Hello.
Muffin. Lucky you, we just started.
Yeah.
So, I guess here's the question, Xavier, because you're still a shark. Are you jumping on the pirate ship? Like, is that just what you're doing?
I'm not a shark. I'm a toad. But
A
yeah.
toad.
I mean, they did see, and I'm sure, I spoke as Toad. So, and they waved the white flag. So unless they want smoke, I'd jump aboard their ship.
I was gonna say you're a green toad. That should really set them off. And then I was like, wait, most frogs are green. Never mind.
I am gray.
He's gray.
I am not green.
What in the world is wrong with you?
So, yeah, you would all watch as Toad Brehik jumps onto the pirate ship. As it is still, it's making its way to dock to you. It'll only take a few minutes. I just didn't know if there was anything you wanted to do or prep as the ship is making its way towards yours.
Muffin would like to talk to Belracus. Captain, what's the play here?
Teldrak looks very unhappy that Davy Jones is wanting to board or to speak. And he would say, We see what the squiddly bastard wants. And if we have an opening, we take him down.
I do the motion of like dead or...
He kind of huffs with a nod, like he fully intends to try and kill this pirate if given the chance.
Okay, no problem.
Can I speak to Tess? I'm picking up my arrows, he would look over at you and just be like, so did that cannonball singe your hair or your clothes? I don't honestly know how he made that shot, but apparently he did.
Hilarious. She's like, really?
Well, it's an honest question. You aren't harmed.
She looks down as she's bloodied.
Well, you weren't harmed by the cannonball. You probably wouldn't be standing here if you were, but you know what I mean.
Uh-huh. Unfortunately.
Are you going to act like this until I heal you, or...
She's like, were you going to heal me?
Well, I was thinking about it, but I don't know anymore. I mean, I could
Wow.
give you a snack if we take an hour, but... You know what, whatever. We're about to go meet a squid-faced pirate or something. I will cast Cure Wounds at first level. What was that? That didn't roll the dice for some reason. Wait a second. That's weird. +3, 14.
Much appreciated.
That's all.
God, the new healing spells are sexy.
How?
Zelina, is there anything you would want to say or do?
Well, I was feeding the shark, and now I'm just waiting for the ship to come back. So we can.
Pet the shark, he'll let you.
No, I'm not there.
As Brehik, you had jumped onto the ship. You unfortunately are met with swords sort of like drawn and pointed in your direction. And you see probably about like 15 men who look very like, what the fuck was that? Like, we're hitting it. And you would hear Davy Jones say, "I'll put your swords away, ain't you've never seen a druid before." And some of the men kind of sheepishly put their swords away. A few others continue to give you a stink eye.
One of the ones who gives him the stink eye, he will just open his mouth and say, "Wonderful day we're having, aren't we?"
What the fuck? And like one of them like tosses like a chair at you almost. Like you can tell these people like are not known to seeing druids.
I just.
Ow, that hurt. You know, I have feelings too.
Jeff the pirate just says, "I'm feeling like with frog legs tonight."
God, as the pirate ship gets closer to dock, everyone on Balrakis' ship would hear in their heads the Mind Flayer captain say, "I only wish to speak to the heroes, so if you could refrain from burning my ship down, Balrakis." And you see, like, a growl from this dragon-born general. The steam in his nose kind of comes out, like, it's similar to the flames in the picture. And he looks like he's about to start kind of like a rebuttal. And you would hear, like, an interruption almost, like he's talking over Balrakis. And he says, "It's the least you could do for me saving your ship." And if there is one thing with Balrakis, is honor and code. And he doesn't look happy about this. And you can tell that Davy might... They have had long enough rivalry that one knows how to push the other's buttons.
Van would literally just mumble, "Well, saving is subjective, but whatever."
You missed a perfectly good time to say lovers quarrel, huh?
Not to
Damn,
Balrakis. I have respect for Balrakis.
As you would see the planks shift over, connecting the two ships.
Walk over
I
with...
start to, walk across.
Yeah, walk across with my dog.
Some of the crew will actually help you, like, as you're, like, stepping down. Like, weirdly polite people. As...
It's okay.
Tess, are you going?
Yes.
Alright. Are you going, Muffin?
I'll look to Balrakis.
He gives you a begrudging nod and says, "If he does anything funny."
I smirk and light up my hand. It like turns into a flame.
He nods in approval.
And she'll skip over.
Muffin got more murderous this act for some reason.
Don't blame me. It's because I went under deck and I didn't even get to shoot a cannon.
You shot one cannon.
No, I didn't. It was
No,
too
they-
close.
No, they didn't.
I had to run back up to do anything. She still miffed.
But you all gather on Captain Davy Jones' ship, who, walking down, like, the stairs towards the main deck, his arms opened wide, as if greeting you. And he says, "Welcome to our humble pirate ship, heroes of the realm."
You know,
I-
you probably shouldn't call yourself a pirate.
I've recently been told that pirates are not good. So...
It depends what side of the coin you're looking at. I, for one, am proud of what I am.
And?
I guess I expected more hostility from someone from the Empire.
We're not all
If
from the
that's-
Empire.
Go ahead, Bria.
If that's the case, knowing what you know, well, I mean, I look to the warship, and that probably has clear signs of like the Empire, like flags or stuff. You know, knowing what you know, I'm sure you must have had some good authority of who is on that ship. Speaking of Teldrick, why would you risk your capture on helping us on the off chance that we weren't a bunch of fanatics and lunatics that wouldn't try to string you up on initial sight?
If you could hear a mind flayer laugh, an emotion from this kind of creature that otherwise wouldn't have one. And he says, "I deal in risky business every day. What sort of pirate captain would I be if I didn't take a risk every now and then? I had it on good authority that Balrakis's ship would be escorting the heroes of the realm, and I just had to see for myself these brave adventurers who so nobly saved the capital from a fearsome demon lord."
Oh,
Okay, just a few days ago we found out we were coming aboard.
that's what I was about to
Brax's boat,
ask.
right?
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask him. Yeah.
Do you think?
I just look at him like, well, that's very interesting, seeing as we didn't know until about 2 days prior. So who might your fancy little person that told you be?
Like I said, I am a very respected pirate captain, so I won't give away any of my contacts.
Very, very much in front of and room temperature. I will look to Van and say, well, that definitely settles that there's contacts within the Empire's militia, if not in the Ruby Guard itself.
Probably even further than that, but yeah. I mean, it's one of the things where you're like, maybe it is, but then actually knowing, yeah.
Well, I mean, we only knew 2 days ago. The rest of the city knew, well, today. So,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Oh, that's interesting information. Was that what you wanted to tell us, Mr. Well, I've only heard you
Davy.
being called Squidface, so. Oh, Davy.
Davy Jones. And he, like, takes his hat off to do, like, a bow.
Do you mind if I call you Mr. Davy, Mr. Jones, Mr. Captain Davy Jones? Does it matter?
Oh, please, Mr. Jones was my elder brain.
Fuck.
It's That was that joke I could think of.
You shouldn't have done it that smooth though. Just almost chuckles a little bit, just like I would have loved. No, never mind. I would not have loved to meet an elder brain, especially one named Jones.
I believe this is the part where you introduce yourselves.
Muffin just crosses her arms. Doesn't say anything.
Oh. Thomas.
Vanuth Cardonal. Oh, and Drezel. Sorry, I forget he can't speak for himself sometimes.
Damn, you fucking, the thing that is done to you, you did to your twin
No,
boy.
because he's been spending so much time with Drezel when he's actually talking. When we get back around people, he doesn't talk, so he was like expecting Drezel to answer himself.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Who just said fuck in the background?
And you lovely ladies, he motions to Zelina and Tess.
Tessera, though you seem to already know a bit about us.
My name is Zelina Cardano, aka the Amber Siren.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet those who wish to be introduced. I will feign ignorance for the rest. And he kind of looks at Muffin and Tess and Brehik.
Oh, I was muted. Wait, what? Why me?
I don't know, he looked at you.
Yeah. Why?
He said for those who want to feign ignorance, he will, like, he's just like, alright, you don't want to say it, you don't need to say it.
I did say who.
But he still looked at you. Almost like he knows.
I wasn't lying. Right now I am Thomas.
You watch as he kind of like waves a hand and one of his crew members starts rolling over like a barrel. And he props the barrel up and he says, would any of you care for a drink? I'd like
DM,
to...
would you allow me to keep an eye out to just see if anyone's maybe looking hostile or
Yeah,
anything like
option.
that? Cool. 22.
22. I mean, the general... This is a pirate ship. There's a mix. There are some people who look more curious about you guys. There are some that are a little... Not hostile, but like they're guarded, like waiting for you to do something.
Muffin trusts her party enough that she is going to ignore Davy Jones and just watch the crew to see if she'll notice anyone preparing something.
Okay. An eye on the crew. But he pats the barrel. He says, would any of you care for a drink? I'd like for us to discuss matters inside. And he motions towards his captain quarters.
Well, normally I would, but I feel like, while not being smart, I'm a bit wise. Taking a drink from a random pirate in the middle of nowhere who knows a lot about us is very not smart. No offense, but, you know.
I don't drink, thank you. If you have some water, I'll take some of that.
I can get fresh water prepared for you.
Brehik will do like the close-eyed smile in frog, in his toad form, and like tips his head like a bow to thank him. I just want to say, I love that they gave druids the ability to speak. I will be fucking using this so much. Give me one sec.
He motions to the others, like, would you care for something?
Muffin pulls out her water skin and begins drinking.
Well, it'd be rude to say no, so I'll take a glass.
I'll have to decline. Thank you for the offer, though.
He nods. You watch as he like takes a dagger and he stabs it into the barrel to make like what do you call those? Like a spout. And he would fill 2 glasses and he will hand one to you, Zelina. And in a sign of good faith, he sort of holds his up, drinks from his.
Mm-hmm.
And he would motion you to follow him to his captain quarters. As he says, I would like to pick your brains in private. Pun intended.
I'm gonna look to Belrakis again,
Mm.
see what he thinks.
He gives you this nod of like, you could tell he's looking at you like, learn what you can.
Muffin just cracks her knuckles a neck and continues walking.
Oh, I go in.
Yeah. And
He looks at Brehik. Oh,
Bree,
what?
have to wait for a second.
Okay.
But I will telepathically tell Primrose to keep a watch on the people outside. If they do anything fishy, let me know.
Yeah, she'll try. If you want to roll me a stealth to see if she can like sneak away on the ship.
Yeah, I can definitely do that. And she's invisible too. Where's it? There you are. Oh, didn't roll with advantage, dagnabbit.
What'd I miss?
Stuff.
We're going into
Seriously,
his
what
cabin.
happened?
We're going into his cabin. That's
Okay.
it. We haven't even entered yet.
Is the toad gonna fit?
It can
She
squeeze.
sneaks.
It's slimy.
She sneaks away, unnoticed. He would look at Brehik and he'd say, I apologize, I don't think it's toad-sized.
I'm not going in that fucking cabin unless I can go in as a toad. Would you mind popping the door open?
I believe he wants a private conversation, Mr. Brehik.
You're welcome to stay out here with the crew.
You know, Brehik, this
I just might hole on heads. I do it, tails it. Fuck. Brehik will
Mr. Brehik, before you change back, could I do something?
He will look to you and like nod.
I want to scritch its chin. How does it feel?
You ever seen?
It's slimy! Mucus!
You ever seen like those videos where like the alligators, the baby alligators, get pet
Yes.
and they just that's Brehik right now.
You know, Brehik, honest question, and this is meant with no offense whatsoever. Do you legitimately have to do the frog thing where you ribbit? Is that just a thing that occurs when you are in that mode, or is that like a conscious choice?
I am not Brehik. I am Thomas.
I thought that was the name of the frog, because you name all your pets, or whatever they are. Shapes.
I look at my skin and I look to you.
I look at you like...
I get out of wild shape.
But yeah, he
keep your
ushers all of
secret.
you into his cabin. I love that, Muffin. I knew you were gonna do that too. Entering his cabin, you'll see him like close the door behind him. Those walking through the doorway can roll me an Arcana check.
Ooh.
Woo.
Arcana.
Oh,
13.
that's right, because of druid things. I now have a 6 in Arcana. Wow!
Holy crap! What now?
Yeah, it's
When did you
part
get
of
so smart?
It's a part of I'll tell you exactly what it's from.
He gets to add his wisdom.
No,
wisdom.
Oh,
no.
makes sense, yeah.
My feature. It comes from Primal Order. There's 2 things you can select. I chose the Magician, which, like Mo said, gives you your int modifier to Arcana and Nature. Also gives you a free cantrip.
Okay.
Sorry, Mo.
That's okay.
Alright. Is that everyone that's doing the check? So, looking here. Van, Tess, and Zelina, you wouldn't spot or notice anything of note. But actually, this makes sense too. Brehik.
Yeah.
Along the, you know where the door like the door connects to the wall on the hinge?
Mm-hmm.
And you can't really see the wall behind the door hinge until the door's either really open.
So it's like a false... Well, not like a
No,
false
well, no, but I'm talking about the space of when you open a door on its hinge and you can, when it's open to a certain level, you can kind of see the space in between.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay. You would see very familiar glyphs carved into the wood. And you would recognize them as similar glyphs to the interrogation rooms.
So, like, for or against the thing that it did?
Meaning like it is no, like it prevents sound from leaving the room.
Ah, okay. I would look to him and say, so this must be a very secure room. With my hands on my hips, looking at the carvings.
It can be.
Let me guess.
And
no one can hear you scream in here.
That is foreboding.
if you 5 chose to jump me in this room, I very well may lose, and no one would hear me scream.
Not necessarily what I was implying, but sure.
You would see a very luxurious captain quarters. You see like plush couches, a nice like round coffee table, a desk with like a very like ornate chair in it.
This motherfucker's bougie, huh?
He's very bougie.
He's a pirate captain.
And he would motion you guys to sit, and he says, I have a proposition for the 5 of you. You don't need to take it, though I appreciate any good business deal. And you watch him go around to his desk, he pulls open a drawer. You hear him like a click and a shift from the drawer, and he reaches in deeper to the drawer than you would probably expect. And you see him pull out this leather pouch. And you can hear the like jingle of coin, and he would toss it on the coffee table before you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "I would like to buy your stories and information."
About what exactly?
Oh, I'm very curious on what you've been encountering in the Empire. You don't need to share anything that you don't feel comfortable with. Whatever you choose to share, I'll pay that fair price.
I'm gonna look to Van, and I just sort of silently, like just for expression alone, being like, I'm following your lead here, man. I don't trust this guy as much as I can throw him.
We'll see what
Question.
he wants.
I have a question for you. Captain Davy Jones, was it?
Yes.
I will put a hand out to shake. Brihik Moonshield. If you know who we are, should be no introductions needed. I look to the door with the runes and I say, this door, does it also prevent these runes, does it also prevent scrying?
It does.
Oh, okay. That means that whatever we say, we don't have to worry. But, like, why would we want that? Let me ask you then, why should we give you information? Or anything that we've heard, or know?
If you're looking for money or financial compensation, I could also share information if there's any you might look for.
Well,
I am a pirate after all. I sailed the seas. I conquered most of the southern continent of Kimnia.
Oh, conquered? Ah. Well,
here's a question.
I do.
How much money?
Well, currently that pouch has 1,000 gold pieces.
What kind of information? Specifically? Just what we've been doing and encountering, or...
Well, I would ask a few questions. I would like you to answer them to the best of your ability, and if you can't answer them, that's fine. In good faith, I won't. I'm trying to think of the word for it, damn it.
Read your
he
mind.
says, no.
Right.
He says, in good faith, I won't cut any from the top of your total. Simply for your time.
You guys mind if I go off script just a little bit?
I guess? I don't know exactly what you mean, but I was just gonna wait for him to ask
We're just gonna depend on what you're gonna say.
Yeah.
How about this? As a show of... well, let's be fair. You could do whatever you want with us in this room here that you have lured us to out. I guess you could do it either way, but as a show of good faith, how about this? What do you know of the Emperor or have heard of him? And I don't mean the nice and good stories everyone else has heard. Because my faith in the Emperor has shaken a little bit.
That's fair.
I am more than happy to answer that questions and any others you might have, but I would like an agreement first. If we're able to sit and have civil conversation amongst the six of us, I will share everything I know.
Van would shrug to Brehik and Muffin, because I know Muffin was like, I'm gonna go on your lead. He's like, I don't see the harm. We don't have to answer him if we don't want to.
You're only curious about what happened in the Empire?
Well, I have questions for you all personally, but that's neither here nor there. Like I said, if there's any question you don't want to answer, I won't force you to. And
Fair
vice
enough.
versa. He's basically like, I want to pay you for your time. And, like, let's exchange information. And if we don't want to exchange certain information, it's no skin off our backs.
Curl's Muffin's probably not going to want to talk, because she knows she'll probably say something that the group probably doesn't want to know or say out loud. Could I do a perception check of his room, just to see if there's anything of note I notice?
Yeah, roll a perception.
17.
It's a very ornate room.
Nothing curious?
There is, and I'll get to that in 1 second.
Okay.
There's another person in the room. No kidding.
I forgot to tell you, I can see invisible now.
Oh, wait, really?
No, I wish.
I was gonna say, that'd be super helpful, man. Where was
That'd
that?
be amazing.
I didn't know becoming a cleric made you see invisible. I might have to become a cleric.
Yeah, I know, right?
Ding dong.
He looks at Zelina and Tess.
Well, if information is all you need, I see why.
I'll hear your question.
He nods and he will take a seat, because it's like the couches are almost like, it's like a round table, almost like you have a couch on each side of the table. And he will take a seat as if getting comfortable, like getting, you know what I mean, like relaxing. Any motions to the money, like, go ahead, it's yours.
1,000 gold. Split 5 ways is 200 gold each.
Alright, I'm going to message you, Dylan, what you see in this room.
So,
Okie dokie.
for everyone to note, 200 gold pieces each.
I mean,
You mean?
And a quick Arcana hit. What is this? What does he put on the coins?
oh, did I just never?
I can give you
He
guidance.
looks to you, Brihik,
Okay.
and he says, what I've heard of the Emperor is no different than you've probably heard from your average citizen. Most of his deeds come across good and just. He's not a fan of Izania. I know that the prejudice runs deep. He is also a proponent of spreading false information in order to downplay situations or make him and his people look better, though that's no different than any other politician. Unfortunately, the Emperor has a very squeaky clean record, but that in itself is cause for suspicion, in my opinion.
So nothing we already didn't know at a game.
Fuck.
Oh well, hey, it's a good ask. He might know. You never know.
I will say that I have been employed by the Emperor before. Over the past several years, he's employed multiple pirate ships to run raids on local coastlines of Izania.
So
He's
he's
had
had,
a-
raids.
Mm-hmm. He said he's had us intercept trade routes, sink ships, take hostages. All of which was from his personal coffers, I'm sure.
Interesting.
Ooh.
Well, they are in a silent war, he says almost like dramatically.
So, if that is the case, is this... You are an enemy of the state. If that is the case, and others were to find out about your involvement, does Captain Baracus know of your involvement as well?
I doubt it. Not even the Ruby God is made privy to most of the Emperor's activities.
I'll look to you guys.
Doesn't phase Alina whatsoever.
I mean, Van shrugs. We already know he's got something under wraps for various reasons, at least regarding Izania and the whole dragon thing. But we've asked a lot of questions. I take it you should probably start asking some of yours, Mr. Davy.
Did he react when Van mentioned dragon?
Good question.
No.
Okay.
Alright. Well, I've got some group questions and a few personal ones. We can start easy if you will. What really happened in the capital with the Demon Lord attack?
Is it not known?
Actually, that's a good question. Is it not known? Because I thought that was pretty unlikely to hide.
Like, what's the public story?
Yeah.
I would rather hear your side first, to make sure that I'm getting the full version.
Well, if you want to be honest, all of a sudden, Mr. Dominicus, Demon Lord, and his cultists decided to bring a red mist to blot out the sun across the city. This came with a multitude of vampire spawn and cultists. Killing, slaughtering, maiming, whatever you want to say. Where the whole purpose was to resurrect him and bring him back, which they did prior to us, or afterwards we killed, but that's mainly it. I guess the question is, are you asking about the cost? Because there was a lot of people dead, unfortunately.
If you happen to know the toll, I would like it, but if not, it's not a major issue.
General, should we bring up the fact of who was aiding Dominicus?
Oh, I was going to get to that. Yes, that is a very good point, Muffin. And for you, Captain, I don't know. I did not count the dead, nor did I see that number, so that some people who might share that information on how weaker the capital is would be able to get it. He just kind of smirks at him. But that is a good point that Muffin made. Are you aware of the dragon treasures? The one Victor... Sorry, I gotta go look at the names. You haven't talked about them in a minute.
I'm well aware of their group, yes.
Well, they were aiding / not aiding. Victor had a deal with them.
It seemed like only Victor was doing it, and the other members weren't aware of what he was doing.
Can you roll me an insight, Muffin?
Yeah, of course.
And Van would add...
Just Muffin?
Just Muffin.
And Van
Okay.
would definitely add...
15.
all for just a simple black opal. Because I want to gauge his reaction to that. If he might know something.
You can, because that'll be a separate than this.
That's fine. Excuse me, 17.
17. I mean, you know that he does react to the opal, at least, like, he seems aware of it.
Interesting. Okay.
But for you, Muffin, when he
Yes.
says, like, I'm well acquainted with their group, his gaze does shift to you, specifically. And, like,
Okay.
kind of lingers there.
I just stare back at him.
He says, I guess that brings into my next question, how much you know about the dragon treasures.
We know that they've been causing a ruckus around the Empire. And so obviously Dan was the one that incited it, but did Muffin sort of gauge that he knew something at least about the opals?
Yeah, also, you might need to move back from your mic a tiny bit.
Sorry. Yeah, so she'll just...
You're very muffled. Did it switch your mics, maybe?
No, I don't know. I'll disconnect and reconnect.
Oh no, he didn't reconnect. Oh no?
Is that better?
No.
It's still the same, but it's okay. I heard you better when you pulled back.
Let me just turn you down on my end to see maybe.
Okay. Yeah, so she'll just...
That's not it.
There were cases where we would head to a town and they had done something, summoned something with those opals.
They also, if you want more information on what we know that they were a part of some big old ritual something a while ago that only a couple of them survived from. And more than likely are aiding a once dead, if not Dracolich, if not revived dragon of the vile variety. And black opals, yes, like Muffin said.
I see. And who do you know in the dragon treasures? Who have you met?
Well, let's list.
Well, we've met 4.
Victor, Ashal, Safi, Alec.
Muffin still grimaces at that name.
I know.
I see. Very well, that answers my questions. At least in regards to your group.
Can I don't even know if this is an insight. And does it seem like he wants to ask me something separate?
He's gonna ask each of you something.
Okay.
Before we continue, though, it seemed like you noticed or know about the black opals. Could you maybe enlighten us as to what their importance are? Because we're getting really tired of finding them or seeing them with them or causing mayhem and destruction for a gem.
I don't actually have that information. I know that they are collecting them, but whether or not they are planning to use them for something, I don't know.
Do I believe him?
You wanna roll?
Absolutely. Everything I want to roll against this dude. 29.
It doesn't seem like he's lying.
29,
In fact, you feel like he has been nothing but forthcoming.
I mean, maybe. I don't.
Interesting. It's a fucking 19.
God damn.
Well, I guess let's start with your trek. You're headed to Himich, and I'm assuming you're making your way to Winebrook to deal with the Verdant Syndicate. So my question is for you, Brehik Moonshield. Why did you leave?
He said your full name.
Yeah, I told him.
Yeah, he introduced himself.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I missed that.
I needed money to procure a shop near my apartment and my parents' house, so the quickest way I could do so was to earn enough money to get a loan, and the
I meant, why did you leave the syndicate?
Because it wasn't what I expected.
Alright, that's all you're willing to share. He, like, nods respectfully, like, okay, alright. As for you, Miss Tessera,
Yes.
what leads have you found on your mother's location?
The change in mood.
What leads do you have for us, motherfucker?
And she's like, she thinks it very carefully for a moment. And she's like, well, I have honestly, she's like, little, I know that I have an idea of potential people who might be involved, though it's a lengthy list.
Do you want to write it down? I could provide you parchment.
She's like, what do you know of my mother?
That's why I'm asking you.
She's like, if I don't have an exact list.
Let me ask, how close are you to finding her, do you think?
Not as close as I'd like.
He nods like he's satisfied with the answer. Manus.
Oh boy, it's my turn.
Oh, I don't
Are
like
you...
it.
Oh, I'm curious. This is more of a statement. Are you aware that you are being hunted?
I wouldn't be surprised. It's more or less who. If it's my parents, that would make sense.
Though I hear your parents caused trouble in the capital, I believe it's not them.
Well, then it's news to me. Do you
I
have a
recall,
name?
I believe their name was Nemolith. Some sort of Fey Lord.
I was gonna say, does that ring a bell to anyone? But I guess not.
No, it does.
Can you spell that? And instead of me going to look at my notes, am I aware of who that is? Oh no.
That is the Fey that Drezel served. Who he looks like in his
I
uniform.
thought you said Lamolith or something like that, so I was like, I actually don't know who that is. No, yes, Namolith.
Yeah, I heard it in jokes, and that's I got confused.
He would say, "Oh, well, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm just more confused at how, seeing as they're a displacer beast and not sentient. As far as
They
I'm
are
aware."
awakened.
Well, that is problematic, isn't it? But why would they specifically want me? They already took one arm.
Well, that was one I was going to ask you. It seems we both don't know that answer.
Well, I guess I'll have to be on my guard now, then. That sucks.
Wait, Dad has an awakened displacer beast after him?
Guess
Hunting
so.
him.
Oh, that's going to be a fun conversation to have.
And Zelina.
Yes, there, Captain Davy Jones.
I don't have much to ask, considering you joined the Silver Falcons and you've been quite secretive the past month. But I am curious. How much do you value the lives of your friends?
Oh.
Oh, you talk about these folks? I don't really care about them. No, I'm joking.
Fuck them.
I know exactly. Well, if the money's right, no. I'm just joking. That she looks at the group. Well, I mean, I care for that chuckle fuck a lot. As she points over at Van. I also do care deeply for Muffin. And also Tess. Sometimes Britt gets on my nerves, but I do care for him.
Muffin smiles for the first time in this conversation.
That answers quite a lot, thank you.
Yes, well, I do have a question for you. Since you know a lot of the dragon treasures that you've explained to us. And you are also a man of the sea, right?
I would consider myself one, yes.
Well, what would you know of a trident that can control massive bodies of water?
You mention a trident, and you see him look at Tess.
Yep, that one.
La, la,
Yeah, he
la.
literally goes, yes, that one. That one is the one.
Yeah.
Hey, and if you could slide in any information about the Harbinger while you're at it, that'd be super helpful too.
I was getting to that, babe.
I'm doing that to piss off who we know who.
Tess would feel the garnet on her neck start to heat.
Oh.
But is that because of this, or is he still seasick?
You assume it's this.
She'll be like, well, I'm not the one who brought it up.
He says, well, allow me to give you a little bit of information about Himich.
Oh, no.
As a show of good faith for exchanging all of this information so readily, the dragon treasures are currently transporting the trident to its rightful owner, a water elemental named Tidal Waver, who resides at the bottom of Himich.
Is that our next destination?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
God, you literally hear Van go, God fucking damn it. Can't go to one city.
Convenient.
Wait. Shit. Could this tidal waiver, that was the name, right?
Yeah.
Could this tidal waiver, regaining the possession of the trident, cause a rift in the earth for Morecambe's crater to become open once again?
I don't know the relation, but I do not think so.
Damn it. Thought
For a man of the sea, though, I am not a fan of her receiving her Triton again. She's been quite angry with Himich's people, so I would very much not like to have rough seas, or typhoons, or tsunamis.
So if they were to receive this trident back, it would cause grave disaster for everyone in Himich.
He nods. And I'm pretty sure it would upset your father dearest, Miss Tessera, to know that his rival general has one of her legendary artifacts back in her possession.
Wait, hold on just a second. Two things. Rival general? Your dad's a general, looks at Tess. of like an actual army.
I thought we already had this conversation.
I didn't believe you.
No.
He didn't believe you.
And then, as Mo said, no, we didn't. I don't remember him ever saying he was a general. He didn't give us that information.
Never once told us he was a general.
Yeah.
We knew he was.
We knew he was a part of a war and had a rival. We didn't know he was a general of an army.
We knew he was a very powerful Earth genie.
Yeah.
But not the general of, the Earth genies. That would have been something to know.
Yeah.
I mean, we at least told you guys our parents, were Fey Lords.
As they're like, General, and you like go to explain Tess, and Davy Jones will cut you off, Tess, and say, "Oh, then I'm assuming you haven't told him he's a king either."
I think we
No!
We all learned this information together.
No. I think we knew he was a king or a self-proclaimed king.
No, we did not.
We all learned this information together.
Well, as players, characters, we might not have.
No, we didn't. We were never told.
Emily, were we? I don't.
You were never told he was a king.
Okay, I feel like I had heard it, but Van just looks at him like, well, isn't that
This is the
convenient?
temple.
He should be paying us way more money than he is. We can't talk about the temple. He couldn't talk to you in the temple, remember?
No, we learned like this shit in the temple.
We learned.
But it wasn't your father being a general or a king. We
Yeah,
knew there was a king, but not him.
Yeah, we heard about a thing, just not the it was him thing. Anyways, so a general earth elemental, no. Then plus the water elemental that's also a general, but could get a weapon that lets them control a massive amount of water. And you're his daughter, so by association, we have to kill them or take the trident. Got it.
Well, Mr. Davy Jones, Captain Davy Jones.
Well, I might be able to help with this. Tessera, do you still have that prophecy founded by Crest?
Is there anything you don't know about?
Wait, hold on a second. Muffin. He's probably reading your mind. He's a mind flayer. Muffin. Did you know Tessera was royalty? Is that why you called her Rock Queen?
Oh,
Looks up into the sky and just goes, "I don't think so. Maybe subconsciously."
inside check.
He holds his hand out for the paper.
Not a
Tess.
single thought behind those eyes.
She,
I exaggerate.
but like she takes it. I feel like she takes it, but before she hands it over, she's like, "I still want to know what you know about my mother."
I said everything I knew, unfortunately, regarding her. And he'll take the paper, and he kind of points to the paper, and he goes, "See, it says it right here. At last, a king of earth and stone."
Also that.
I mostly inferred.
Also, you can't Tess. It doesn't have his name in there. A king of
We
earth and
literally
stone
saw
could
the
mean a lot of
statue.
things. So let me get this straight. We have the dragon treasures, a pissed off demon lord if he ever comes back, the Azonian rebels, because apparently they're just our enemy too, and now you're telling me that there's 4 various earth elemental generals, where at least 3 of them are not allies. And or will try to mess up the world.
Sounds like you have your work cut out for you, heroes of the realm.
And I thought my family was bad, as he looks at Tessera.
He's like, "Well, I don't know what you're looking at me for. I didn't ask for this."
Most people don't.
Well, that's too damn bad.
I don't know what you're looking at me.
Nobody asked for responsibility, but it just happens.
Apparently.
Now, I do have a question for Muffin. May I see that amulet of yours?
Ooh.
Isn't that the one she gave to Brie?
I'm so sorry. There's something happening at her. Repeat that, please.
He said he had a question for Muffin, and he
Yep.
said, "May I see that amulet of yours?"
What do you know about the amulet?
Well, if it's the amulet I think it is, I might know a little bit.
Mr. Brehik, would you mind?
He did BRB. But we're gonna say I feel like he'd hand it over.
I mean, I guess it is technically mine, so
Yeah.
I will hold it out.
May I? And he holds a hand out, like, to see it.
Sure. Brehik, would you let Muffin take her amulet back from you?
Fuck no, it's mine now. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Okay. She will hand it over.
He takes it. You see him observe it for quite a few minutes.
Muffin will, and she will say this with a smirk and say, "Yeah, I know, it's a lot like the one you have, just with something extra."
You think he smirks back at you.
Probably grits his teeth like this bitch. I'm gonna fucking flay her mind.
He says,
God.
"I do have a version of this for myself, though it was very incomplete. This one isn't."
Yep.
My first mate made this.
And your first
What?
mate is...
Hmm.
His name is Trasdit. He was a artificer of sorts. He enjoyed dabbling in his inventions.
Does that name ring a bell to anyone?
Can you spell
I
it?
was just about to ask you.
Doesn't ring a bell to me.
Maybe if you spelled it, I might. I'm kidding.
Oh yeah, I know that name. No, I don't.
I never knew why he created these amulets. I haven't heard from him in many years since he left. But this shows me he at least finished what he was working on. And he'll hand it back to you.
Were the opals part of the original design, or were they something that was added?
That I'm not sure. And he'll walk over to his desk and he will pick up the prototype that you saw on his desk.
Yes.
And you will see it is a very similar amulet, if not maybe a few more imperfections, maybe a little more rough around the edges, and there's no gem in the center. I believe it was designed to hold a gem, but he didn't have it at the time.
Do you know what it's for?
I don't. He kept a lot of his inventions close to his chest.
Sorry, I'm just trying to find information, the name of my place for a second. Where am I? There, okay.
Rexumia? No, I'm kidding.
Were you, or did you know of your friend? Did you know if he was near Rexumia at all?
Wait, was
There's a moment of silence. He was from Rexumia, yes.
Do you know specifically?
He traveled. He was a part of the Council of Magi. He was studying to become a high mage. High archon, actually. Actually, no, hold on. Not archon. Damn it, what's...
Archon?
No, yeah, it's archmage. No, he was studying to become an archmage. His peers were not a fan of his work, so he was excommunicated from the university.
You seem
picked
to know...
We picked him up on a
Sorry.
cargo ship shortly after. No, you're good. It's been years since I've spoken of him.
You seem to know a great deal of things. Did you hear about the fire or the raid of Twin Hearth?
Huh? What?
I have not, sadly.
Okay.
Would you spell that with it?
Twin Hearth? Yeah.
There are a lot of raids. Not to diminish yours.
Now I'm curious. You knew about the necklace. How much do you know about me?
About what?
About me, just in general.
Very little, actually. I have no history from you regarding your arrival in the Empire from Delia, joining up with La Familia, and so on and so forth. You have an acquaintance with Garland, though I don't know what his affiliation is either.
Muffet accepts this and just crosses her arms again.
If you would do me one kindness, La Familia. It seems like trouble finds you wherever you go. I have no doubt you're going to cross paths with Trasdit in the future. If you so happen, would you deliver a message?
Sure.
Shouldn't be an issue. Probably. Depending
I mean,
on the message.
It sounds like a quest. Sounds like a quest.
More like an inevitable. He's a part of that group you're looking for, the treasures.
Yeah.
God damn it!
Oh, damn.
So we're killing him.
Should you come across him, I'd like you to tell him that I forgive him.
Brihik nods.
Interesting.
I believe that was all of my questions I had. Is there any more?
Well, I have two, but I can go last if needed.
I do have one. We have seen the treasures in most of our locations where we are or either need to be. It seems they have a quest or goal that has linearity with us, yet always are just one step ahead of us. You know what they're up to, or where they'll be next?
I would assume Himich to deliver the Triton.
Not after there, because they're already there and they're gonna be ahead of us.
Well, he says they're on
From
their
there?
way there. He doesn't know if they're there yet, right?
He said on their way.
Yeah, because we're fucked if they get there before us. There's literally nothing we can do.
I mean, they're going to. If they're already heading there and we're this far behind them, it probably don't look good.
I mean, they could be swimming.
What about my second question? Or my first, because that was kind of like a two-parter. What does he know what their goal is? Or what the fuck they're after?
He would say, I don't know.
Okay.
Do you believe him, Xavier?
Xavier don't believe the DM. I'm just kidding. That is a joke. Yeah, I mean, he is not really given us any reason to doubt him or question him. You know, he could be full of shit, but it would be, to me, it seems like a weird thing to lie about now.
I have a question, but I can wait until you're done, Van.
Well, I'll ask one, and then you can ask one. My last one is kind of on a way out the door question.
No problem.
First one. We've been told you're an Azanian pirate. But to my knowledge, at least from what I know from the Feywilds, and somewhat around here, pirates don't really hold a nationality outside of just saying they're from a place. So do you actually have zero care or ties to Azania?
I am not from Azania, if that is not apparent. He motions to the Mind Flayer body.
You could have been before you were a Mind Flayer.
I was born like this, you inconsiderate asshole.
Your mother must have fucking hated it.
Well, I am not Azanian, but Tozdit was. You could say I've aligned myself with his nationality to normalize my presence here.
Huh. So you have no ties to the country then? You just say you're from there? Or say that you have a nationality from there?
It's more of a statement. But no, I don't have ties to any one country on this plane. My ties are to my crew and my people.
And money.
Money is a means to an end.
Well, as is a lot of things. Alright, go ahead, Muffin.
Don't worry, it's quick. I'm just curious if this might just spark something for him. Do you know what Kinbrook means? I'm just trying to read his expression, if that
Kinbrook?
catches anything.
Kinda.
Kinbrook.
His gaze, it's hard to read on a Mind Flayer.
Yeah.
But there's a few moments of silence, and he says, I know of who you're talking about, though I've had no direct relation to them.
Muffin satisfied. Don't worry, I will give it to you, Mike.
Kai.
But she'll gesture to you, Van. Like, go on.
Well, we've been here for quite a while. Teldrick's probably busting his balls to try to blow open a hole or something. So I'll leave this with my last question. How in the fuck do you wipe your ass with those fingernails?
Muffin gets up and leaves.
Oh my god!
I
This
look
is
at him.
how Van dies. This is how Van dies.
I look at him with very soulful eyes, and I say, "I am so sorry for him." As I follow Muffin out of the room.
I would follow my general to the ends of the earth, except here, apparently.
I apologize for my child for saying some weird ass shit.
It's an honest question. Those are like 4-inch long fingernails, dude.
Bro,
Wow.
It's called a bidet.
what if the answer is I don't? Okay.
I was
What if
figuring
the
the
answer
answer.
is
I
here?
figured
Who
the answer
licks?
was going to be I don't.
There's
shit.
like a warm chuckle in all of your heads. And he says, "You and Trasdit are a lot alike, despite being very polar opposite elves. It's refreshing."
Oh, he's an elf. Interesting. I thought you were going to answer with I don't shit because I eat brains or something like that.
I hope you are not expecting a serious answer, because you will not get one.
I was expecting an answer. Alright.
Mr. Brehik, as I'm saying, as we've left,
Yep.
not part of this little interaction. Have you been using this for the other purpose? I point to the amulet in my hand still.
I mean, I assume it. You can't wear, or it just works as you wear it, right?
Yeah, you have to attune it.
That's
Yeah.
why I was asking. Have you
Oh,
been
yeah,
using it as an...
I've been attuned to it, yeah. Well, I mean, I have familiarized myself with it. I figured, if I have it on my person, it would be wasteful to not do so. But in truth, my kind have innate magics within our bloodline to do it regular. Well, not regular.
Would
Have been
you
known
be-
to use this. Oh, sorry.
Would you be okay if I took it back?
Absolutely. I was actually going to suggest that you give it to someone else more, that this would help more beneficially of.
Muffin will smile and she'll plop something in your hand and give you a kiss on the cheek.
Oh, he gives you a big hug. What do you plop in my... Wait, what the fuck did you put in my hand?
The ring of jumping.
Oh, that's cool. Well, Muffin, you can have both. I was just holding on to it for you.
Nah, it's all good.
He gives you just the biggest smile, and then when you turn around, he has this, like, devilish scheming face. As he's like,
She'll just say as she's walking off, just make sure you let us onto some really fun roofs sometime.
I will jump so high.
Bro, you put
Say
that on
that
Bronson the
evilly.
Bear. Dude, Bronson the Bear can now jump 30.
Yep.
That's kind of scary. Hey, I'm a 700-pound bear. I just jump on top of you.
Yeah, they're getting away. No, they don't, bitch. Jump.
Well, is there anything anyone wants to say as you're leaving the captain's quarters?
Nope, I said all I needed to say.
As everyone's little, Zelina would do one thing.
Mhm.
As they starting to head out, she pulls out one of her glass vials that has, as I gotta find it, some of the essence roots from the body taker. Because she thinks a mind flayer is from a different world. The body taker's from a different taker stuff could do. Oh well. And then she just walks out and leaves.
Right. You all walk out. Some of the crew has relaxed a bit more after you've been in there for a minute. However, if you look over to Balrakis' ship, he's got like rows of soldiers ready to storm the ship.
Oh, buddy.
Easy, brother. Calm down. You're gonna blow all the smoke out. Just
Did you say that to him?
so he's gonna blow all the smoke out of his system.
Whew.
You make your way over to Balrakis' ship.
I don't know how Zelina could with
yes.
her giant titanium balls.
What are you talking about?
Because that's Borak. Okay, while I understand he has been easygoing, he is still a very imposing man.
Okay.
Yeah, that was. He could. That comment that she made was fucking just ballsy as shit. That's what I mean.
Oh.
I loved it.
You make your way back onto his ship,
Yeah.
and he kind of like immediately like addresses all of you and says, "What was discussed?"
Perhaps we should talk about it when we're more, back on the water. I gesture to the ship that's still next to us.
Mm-hmm. That is fair. Disembark! He yells as the soldiers start to the planks are pulled away, and you watch as Balrakis' ship starts to head back towards the route of Himich.
And
You
now
would
we've
get
left,
about
we've left
100.
Rose creature.
Yep. What were you saying, Dylan?
Oh, just that the Primrose was still there.
Oh no, she followed Zelina back.
Oh, okay, we just didn't say that. I was just saying.
Oh, I don't have to say anything. Just telepathically.
I mean,
she knows where I go.
if that was the way it was, Drezel would still be over there, but no, he came with us.
Fair point. They have a.
I mean, plus I can snap mine to come back. So it's
Mine can swim.
You get
slowly.
about 100 feet away,
Mhm.
and Balrakis says, "We will meet in my cabin shortly, but first," and he will turn, and you see him raise his sword, and he goes, "Fire at will," and you watch as cannons fire towards Davy Jones' ship.
God.
Why do I feel like
Nope.
right before the ball, like the cannonballs hit him, it just goes shloop, like underwater, just gone, just
I mean,
shloop.
No, he probably has some fucking shield around his ship or some shit.
He kung fu pandas the cannonballs.
Oh my God.
oh,
Skadoosh.
no.
But no, you would watch the cannonballs hit, and they do enough of the threshold so you watch as like a hole is blasted out the side of the ship.
So
David
it's just
Jones
like,
is just in
I know this would happen.
in his quarters. What a nice chat.
Yeah.
He had to be expecting it.
And he turns on his heels, he goes, "Full steam ahead," and like the sails unfurl and your ship just starts going.
Towards them or away?
Away.
Okay. Well, Captain, I was going to tell you we should probably make haste due to the fact that there's going to be some trouble in Himich.
Oh,
Sounds like we have a lot to discuss.
yes, probably. Do you want that now, or?
Oh yeah, he motions you to like follow him to his captain quarters.
Wow, let's compare captain quarters now, guys.
Oh God.
Let's see how
He's
much
very
more of a
simple,
bitch is
very
he.
by the. It literally looks like a military bunker.
Oh, dude.
Well, I will write down everything that I was talking about, just for if there's anyone trying to, from the outside, since we know that Davy Jones has maybe a spy somewhere. That is what Zelina does, and hand it to Balrakis.
And I mean, even if you want to, for brevity, say like what you tell him or what you don't tell him.
Yeah.
You can write it down, but we're gonna take a very short break.
Huh.
Breakity break.
Short
Break time.
is subjective.
We take a short break. We will be back shortly. Go to the bathroom, get some water, take care of yourself, stretch, and we will be back soon.
See you soon.
Bring us back, Mike.
Alright, we're here. They heard that.
Hello.
Oh my god. Alright, we are back. In it to win it. So, you all accompany Mr. Belrakis to his cabin. where he takes a seat behind his desk and appears very eager to hear what you guys have to share.
Following Zelina's lead, Muffin's just gonna quickly write something in her book. Just, by any chance, has the Emperor told you about opals?
I am aware that that's what the Dragon Treasure's collecting.
Okay. Then Muffin will write down what she was told. And also mention that Davy Jones had a necklace without an opal and possibly knew the person making these necklaces.
He is a member of the Dragon Treasures as well.
Yeah. The other big thing about that conversation.
Actually, wait, maybe they want the opals to finish more of the amulets.
Probably.
Well, it's no reason to hunt down Davy Jones and bring him into custody.
Well, you see, the issue with that is the fact that they are currently on their way to Himich with that, thing, that weapon, the fancy 3-pronged trident thing that we talked about that could control a large amount of water. And they're going to give it back to its owner, which happens to be a water elemental. So your oceans are not going to be very great here soon.
Unless we get there quickly, then maybe we can stop it.
Then we must make headway.
Yeah, probably.
Mr. Brehick, I have an idea. Are you able to be something that can swim fast? What if you pull the boat with
He would not be able to pull the boat.
I would not. Well, I do not go faster than the boat either. So, as it went, I would be zooming, or I would.
You'd be dragged behind it.
Yeah, I was gonna do an analogy. Fuck, but it like.
Muffin sparkle eyes because she believes in Brehick and he's so strong in her eyes.
You know what? Let me get a bit stronger, and then we will see. One of these days.
Okay.
Preferably not today.
I get it. You're still a bit tired after the fight. You could probably do it if you were rested, though. She nods.
Brehick is so truthful in everything he says, but just the sparkle in your eye, he wants to remark and say, well, but he will just smile and give you a nod.
Brehick, I have a question. This is hypothetical. Hypothetical, by the way. I also know nature stuff, so I know it's not possible. But have you ever wondered what it would be like to, rather than turning into an animal, like turned into a plant or something?
Wait, I'm sorry. Are you asking me if I can or if I've ever thought?
No, I know you can't. Like I said, I know about druids to an extent. I was just saying if you ever thought about doing it.
Well, how do you know I can't? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That would be a funny remark, though. When I was in the fields over the last month, and I was, blessing them. When I was blessing the fields over the last month, I did sit and communicate a lot with all of the plant life, and, their life seems vastly much more simple and easygoing than ours. No wants. I mean, they have needs, but it's nothing that can't be filled with necessities. But
because I was thinking,
seems so.
I was just thinking about what Muffin said about pulling the ship. Like, if you could turn into a plant, maybe you could turn into a living ship.
Is water alive? Could you turn into water?
Brehick thinks about, maybe I could become a ship. And then thinks, if you could... Go ahead.
No, continue.
Balrock is about to make a comment.
He thinks, like, if you go under deck, you would probably be in his insides and see his ribs as the beams. And if a hole went into a cannon, or a cannon went into the side of the ship, it would just be his guts. And then he shudders a lot and says, absolutely not.
Answer your question, Muffin. No, water is not typically alive. But that is a separate case for the water elementals that exist.
What were you going to say, Emily? I'm so sorry.
No, I was just like, from your peripheral, Brackus has like an elbow on his desk and it's just rubbing like his temple.
Yeah.
We're the heroes,
Welcome.
bro. We can have our off time. We're not always
Welcome
on.
to La Familia.
Oh. Balrockus, sorry. And please don't take this a certain type of way. I am genuinely curious, because I do not know a terrible whole lot about Dragonborn, because they are rather rare, and I don't come from this plane. Is your dad actually a dragon, or is that something else?
Our kin do come from dragons, yes.
But is your dad...
Or at least our ancestors do.
Okay, so your dad was a dragonborn, but his great dad could have been a dragon.
Dragons have not been seen for hundreds of years outside of
He who shall not be named.
Andros the Vile
Oh, okay, I guess we can name
and the one overseeing Delia. There are very few and far between.
Well, you see, that's kind of what I'm confused about, if that makes sense. Because we keep saying we haven't seen dragons, but from what I understand, aren't dragons capable of looking like people? Everyday people or something?
There's still an unearthly, otherworldly essence to them, even if they are, form humanoid looking. They are still dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait. Selena, you have minor illusion, right?
Yes, I do.
And we all know what his human form looks like.
Yeah, but we're not supposed to know. That was contraband in this country, I believe.
Well, no, yeah, I mean, yes, of course, that was contraband. That's why I wouldn't show him the art. But if she's like, hey, have you ever seen this dude? Or if we're like, hey, you ever seen this guy? And he's like, nah, I haven't. Like, okay, that's one thing. But if he's like, oh yeah, he comes by every once in a while, how would he know what he fucking looks like if he's not supposed to know what he looks like?
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
Well,
If we just showed
that's
him,
up to you. And Selena.
Well, I mean, hold on. I'm probably just out here fucking schizo posting. Don't even worry about it.
Mr. Balrockus, could I ask advice about something?
By all means.
I plop down my necklace that I've retrieved from Brihick. Mine still has an opal. We're not sure what to do with it. It's important that I keep it with me because it was given to me by someone I care about, but I'm just confused what we should be doing with it.
Well, I would hold on to it. If that opal is actually one that they plan to collect, then that means you have something over them. If not, I see no reason to, I guess, manage it? I don't know exactly. If it's important, you should keep it on yourself.
Sorry, remind me, is Balrockus a paladin? of sorts? Or is he just like a fighter?
He was a paladin.
Yes.
He's a pally.
I was going to ask my god possibly if she knew anything. Do you know if your god would?
I do not. I guess there's a misconception here. Not all those who are gifted holy abilities have the ability to speak with their holy one.
Muffin's like thinking, and she's like, "Well, I thought everyone talked to them." She looks to Zelina and to Tess, considering she knows they're warlocks, but they also
That is
actively
very true.
talk to their people.
I'm like, oh, Finn, I don't speak to the holy people.
No, I know, but you talk to the person that gives you the powers.
Yes, my Fae sugar daddy definitely gives me.
Not
I
necessarily
please-
I want a groan to be heard when she said sugar
Yeah,
daddy.
he says, please don't call our sister's ex-fiance your sugar daddy.
It was too late I said it, but it was a joke.
What kind of Jerry Springer shit is this?
It's called the Feywild.
You know what? Fair. Feywild is all fucked up.
Well, Captain, unless there's anything else we need to discuss, we should probably get going. We want to get there as quick as we can.
Well, it's X amount of more days. It's only been 3 of them.
Permission to enter the crow's nest again, sir.
If that's what you wish, you're dismissed. If that's everything that he told you all. He kind of like looks all of you
Yes.
like, is that everything?
Well, that's all I have to report. That's all I have to report. I don't know about the others, but I shall take my leave.
I wrote down everything he told me.
You, Lord, can go ahead. I will just want a word with him.
That a game, I think we told him everything that wasn't a personal thing that didn't matter.
Yeah, I think the only thing we didn't say was about a whole question about the Empire, right?
Yeah. And or like, hey, Tessera's dad is a king and a general.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like I said,
Yeah, that
personal
is
things probably
concern.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like in general, everything else he said, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
We're free. I'll leave. I'll go back to walking divots into the floorboards around this boat.
Yeah.
Alright, Brieg, you're left alone with Balrakis.
As the door closes, I will. His room is probably not as safe. Let me ask a question, right? And this is just the general consensus. Let's say Fuckface 1 and Fuckface 2 are in the room, right? Fuckface 1 has that shiny, nice little amulet that that Muffin has. But Fuckface 2 does not. If Fuckface 2 gets scryed upon, because, you know, they can't see Fuckface 1, right? With that amulet, would they be able to hear Fuckface 1 talking if they scry on Fuckface 2?
Does
that make sense?
No, I know what you mean.
What?
He basically wants to know that if, like, Balrakis were to be scryed on, would they be able to see and hear Brieg, who is attuned to the
Would they
amulet
be able
against
to hear
proof
me?
of detection location? Hear and see it.
No, because it'd basically be like he talked to an empty room, I believe is how it is. Like, you cannot be targeted or seen by divination magic, I believe is how it works.
Also, didn't I take that amulet back, by the way? Or did you get a different thing?
Even if
Oh,
you're
don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry.
even if you're attuned, I think if you take it off your person, it doesn't work anymore as well.
Yep, it's okay. Don't worry.
Okay.
I will look to him and say, "Excuse me, Captain Balrakas. Do you happen to mind if I cast a spell? It will be nothing that will harm either yourself or mine.
It depends on the spell.
It is nothing harmful, just something to make sure that I am no prying ears that I wish not to hear here."
By all means, see to it.
I once a day can cast Hold on, it's so fucking awesome. Non-detection, and for 8 hours, no concentration. I hide a target with touch, which also could be you guys. The target has to be a willing creature or a place or an object no longer than 10 feet of any dimension. Target cannot be targeted by divination magic or perceived through magical scrying sensors. That's why I told you, Dylan, or that's why I told Muffin, like, hey, yeah, probably someone else should get this. That would get more usage out of it. As Brehik taps into his deep gnome bloodline.
So that's
Just
just a
note-
deep gnome thing? That's so cool.
It is. Once a day, a deep gnome is level 5 or greater can cast non-detection. It's called Gift of the Sverfeneblen.
Mhm.
Sverfeneblen. Yeah. And I will look to him and say, please try your best to not give responses. Just hear what I tell you. You may believe it, or you may take it with a grain of salt. But what I tell you is of my best and utmost to keep you informed. As not just a general, but as a person. I look to him like, you won't say shit, right? You're cool, right? You're not a cop, right?
He nods, but he is looking at you like, how do I explain this? Like, he is
Very
a general
skeptical.
that works directly for the Emperor. And he looks like he has a very thin patience already, simply from dealing with the pirate. Like, he nods as in, like, yes, I won't speak.
Yeah.
Like I will let you say what you need to say, but he still has this, like, opposing, like, imposing general aura of, like, he's...
Yeah, I'm going to say, I'm going to say, I need to make sure that you understand that what I am what I'm going to tell you leaves your lips not to anyone, unless you are sure of that person who it is reiterated to. That means not telling someone just because orders that you were given.
I can't promise that, little gnome.
Ah, well,
With all due respect, I follow my Emperor.
I nod, and I say, as do I. Then, I don't know. Then with that, Brehik will nod as an understanding, and say, I'm afraid then I have nothing to say.
I
I'll
will
smile.
add this. I am not a fan of secrets being kept on my boat. And I have a large amount of respect for all of you. If it is a secret that could harm the Empire or the people living in it, I would very much like to be kept in the loop.
So, What if it was a secret? If it is true, and it could lead to worse things for our people, would you protect them against anything, including the ire of the Emperor himself?
Are you
if needed?
suggesting that the Emperor doesn't have the people's best interest?
Yes or no, Captain?
He narrows his eyes at you very suspiciously.
Like, would you protect them against all odds? Even against your Emperor? That is a hard question, but it is a question.
I will say this as nicely as I can. If you are suggesting what I hope you're not suggesting.
I would never suggest treason against my Emperor. Understand that I am still a patriot, and a patriot of the Crouzyan Empire. So I need to make sure that any information that I give to you will be put at the best interest of the people and not of a symbol.
I will remind you once again, the Emperor is not just a symbol. He is the salvation for the people.
Oh no, he's a cultist. Oh shit. Oh shit, he's a true believer.
Well,
But
no,
I
I
understand
mean,
your
that's-
sentiment. I only wish the best for my empire. But if what you're about to say goes against our emperor, then we're going to have a problem.
Like, I fucking... No, so I understand his thing, because that's exactly how Brehik was. With all due respect, Miss Captain Belrakas, is that a yes or a no?
I'm inclined to say yes, so that you'll just hand over the information. But I can't promise that it won't be given over should our emperor request it.
I nod. I get up to leave the room. At the doorway, I stop, and I look back and say, again, it could just be deceit, but if it has any truth and holds any merit, it is important someone of your stature should know. Our Emperor has commissioned those pirates that you hate so much, Davy Jones and his crew, to lead raids and attack the shorelines of Azania. Has done it a few times before. And then I will walk out and I will say, "Oh, so he says."
Walk out?
I will start to walk out, yes. Unless he, throws something at me.
No, it's just a question. You're walking out right after you say it?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Alright. You drop that information and you leave.
We all immediately get a new objective appear above our heads that just says survive.
Survive! Outrun the Navy!
Dum dum.
Oh, guess we're traitors now.
Well, how would we be traitors if he's the one that told the info? That would definitely not be conspiring, especially if I told the senior officer. That would be that would be relaying information, which is what we were told to do.
No,
I just asked him a personal question of, would you still uphold and protect the Constitution and defend it against the House of Representatives
Against
and or
foreign and domestic.
Uh-huh. Damn straight, motherfucker. Sorry.
But yeah, you don't get swatted on the ship, but he does. Balarakis does stay in his captain quarters for a while, before things seemingly go back to a normal lull, similar to how you have been, prior, with training and drinking and playing music at night, and he doesn't seem any different compared to the information you told him. He still regards you with the same level of respect. And you would have about 10 more days until you get the Himich.
Didn't we have to stop halfway at 6 days?
You did.
Anything neat happen while we stopped?
Nothing neat or crazy happens. It's a very small fort. Like, you stop by, a few crew members get off, a few get on, they restock the ship, and then they take off back up the river.
Muffin will return to the amulet again. That is if you're cool with me wearing 2 amulets. I know it's, like, people say it's okay, it's just a DM thing.
Yeah, you are too, as long as you have the slots for it.
Yeah, that's why I gave the ring.
Alright. So, anything anyone wants to do? Last call, before we arrive at Himich.
I mean, as a note, Brehik, Jasir, and Muffin will have a 3 temporary HP just for in case anything happens.
Muffin would have attempted one of the nights to talk to her god, just to be like, hey girl, I'm trying to figure out this. Would really appreciate some advice. Get back to me when you can. It's Muffin.
Your goddess. I'm assuming one night you're reaching out to her.
Yeah, I'm just on the crow's nest, so people could probably hear me if they listened to me.
You would hear, probably not, like, again, I don't know how many nights you do this for.
Stop calling this number.
Why do I imagine... You said, hey girl, and I imagined the Monster Camp 2 goddess that Joy can talk to.
Oh my god. But one of the nights, she would say, I don't know what advice I can give you other than follow your heart.
She will just sort of nod to herself. And she doesn't do it more than one night.
Okay.
I would like to talk to Drezel at least once if he's willing to actually speak to me.
Yeah?
So, bud, your former master is trying to hunt me down. Thoughts?
It's unfortunate, but we may have to put him down before he makes us the prey.
And you're alright with that?
A little bit of a silence from your wolf. I need to be.
talk about it? I mean, I know me and you've had this thing going on, but you've known him a lot longer. He just went down a really bad path. You don't think we could save him or something?
I do not believe he is savable. I am not foolish enough to have wishful thinking. That does not mean it will not be sad.
Well, we can look into it, but we won't take chances, I guess is the best thing I could say.
Here's like a huff of agreement.
How's the boat? And then he just continues.
He does the thing dogs do when they feel like they're about to throw up, where they start aggressively licking their chops.
They just make the sound you hear at 3 a.m. in the morning. Believe me, that is not a pleasant sound to be woken up to. That's it. Other than obviously, you know, training, fishing, cooking.
All of the Breath of the Wild side activities. Anyone else? Before I move to the next thing.
I'm just training. That's it.
Cass is seasick and frustrated.
That's valid.
Like, he probably.
Oh, you're really far away.
Oh, my fault. I said, like, she probably would make the comment after the conversation with her and Davy Jones, because, like, he started to get upset. Because, you know, certain motherfuckers start to get upset. You know, if you don't like information coming out the way it's been coming out, you could just tell me the information. That's an option.
He would say, you want information? Fine. I need you to find and destroy Tidal Waver.
I believe that was part of the plan, yes.
If you don't, she'll cause problems for Himich. And I'm assuming whatever seas connect your mortal planes.
Is there anything else that you can say about that, you know, that might help with that?
She's a raging bitch on a good day. Good
Joy.
luck. And if you can, retrieve her Triton for me. Successfully this time.
Tess,
Yeah.
ask him what he wants to do with it once you retrieve it. My vote is it's a back scratcher.
Not a back scratcher.
To get that hard to reach place, and it's got to be sharp enough because he's made of rock, you know? Get in all those crevices with the water. Anyways, continue. Sorry.
That projection. She's like, oh, that's. You might need to work on the pep talk skills.
This wasn't a pep talk.
Didn't really think it was.
And you would feel the heat kind of start to like dissipate away from the garnet as he's very like, this conversation's over energy.
Back to being seasick and fucking frustrated.
You hear echoing in the distance.
But with that, several days pass. As you would eventually, in the distance, see a beautiful coastal town. And I will give you the whole description as your ship's coming in through the dock.
Oh, holy crap, this is a way bigger town than I thought it was. Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Oh,
It's also, guys. Like every good RPG, we start off in the green zone, then we go to the desert, then we go to the ice zone, and then we ended in the volcano area.
As your ship nears the bustling town of Himich, the energy of the place washes over you even before you set foot on land. The air is thick with the briny scent of the ocean, mingled with this earthly aroma of grilled seafood wafting. I can't even read my writing. Wafting from the nearby stalls. The sky above is bright and blue, with some slight clouds rolling in, but it doesn't seem to, cause any, dampen any of these spirits. Like, it isn't. It is, like you're pulling into a college city. People crowd the docks, shouting and laughing as they hustle to prepare for a big event. You see large, golden banners spread across the docks that advertise, two big words: Barracuda Racing.
Oh, no.
What?
Muffin turns
I
to
just
breathe,
heard
excited.
I just
Yeah.
heard Xavier just.
The sounds of hammering fills the air as makeshift platforms are erected along the waterfront, while excited voices shout out from the nearby taverns, their windows swinging open to let the music and rambunctious laughter spill onto the streets. The town is alive with a chaotic energy as locals haul out enormous 15 to 20 foot in length barracuda fish, their muscular bodies gleaming under the sky. Some of the creatures are already tethered to the makeshift rafts, their tails thrashing as drunken enthusiasts try to tame them, only to be thrown into the water with loud cheers from onlookers. In the distance, a rowdy group of sailors stumbles past, their faces flushed with drink, as they prep their boats to watch the upcoming race. While people in brightly colored clothes move through the streets, some carrying crates of magically chilled rum, others tying ropes or harnesses trying to harness and rig ropes around the barracudas as if to saddle them. It is, if you've ever seen like hog tying, like in the South, this is basically just a lot of people get very drunk and they decide to ride and race barracudas.
Yes, I love that.
But the town is in full swing, filled with the smell of salt water and the electric hum of excitement. It feels like a giant, wild celebration, the kind where everyone is a little too drunk and a little too loud, but no one really cares.
What did you call this? A college student what? Parade, party, like festival? Is this a festival?
Yeah, it's basically a festival where they race barracudas, and I said it's the equivalent of like hog tying in the south, but just really drunk college students trying to
God.
race and ride
Okay.
barracudas.
All right.
Oh, I've
And-
been to Himich. That's right.
And I'm not sure I want to do all the accents, but a lot of people here sound really Alabaman. Like straight up redneck.
Did you just say
You know,
For all
Alabama?
our fans, for all our fans down south tonight, we do apologize.
No,
we will not
they-
make
you
our
don't apologize.
DM.
They know exactly
not
what
make our
you're talking
DM.
about.
No, I know. I said we will not make our DM do your little acts.
Oh, I
Like
see.
someone somewhere is going yeehaw as he is riding on the back of a 15-foot long barracuda and smacks into a pier.
Huh. You know, I came through this city to get to Ashental where we met. This was actually one of the first places that I came to.
I see.
Did not see that though here last time, pointing at the Barracuda racing.
It's probably a seasonal thing.
I wonder if they ban talking to them.
Well, they probably not. There's not often people can do something like this.
I guess that's true.
The alchemist store is called Shrooms and Hourglass. Oh no.
I saw that. I love that.
Oh hey, they got a leather workers place.
I will say they totally missed a chance to do Shrooms R Us.
Oh no.
Balrakis' ship would come in at the South Harbor, so you're at number 1, and
Ugh.
literally as you are like unloading, you see several other ships of tourists like gathering in this city for these barracuda races. And almost as soon as you get off to the pier, you see like down the pier, the giant barracuda racing sign up tent.
Well, gang, are we racing Barracuda, or do we have to do our job and somehow get to the bottom of Himich?
We need to do our job, but
Yes.
if our people we need to see is racing barracudas, then we'll have to race barracudas and do our job at the same time.
Oh, that man there looks like he knows something. Probably just some random dude at the Barracuda tent with the like missing a tooth or some shit. I don't know.
Barracuda?
It's like some random commoner.
I will at least look over at the barracuda racing. And do I see any members of the dragon trying to join in on this lovely event?
You don't see anyone suspicious, but I want to point out all of the racers are literally just very, very drunk commoners.
Oh god.
Yep, that's the one that I point. The one that's probably the sloppiest is the one that I just pointed at.
Can I?
He's the one we need information from.
Do they have a map of like the racetrack on the tent at all, or anywhere for that matter?
Well, if you want to go to the racing sign-up tent, they would have one like on like a little.
Well, all right. I guess we should start with this. Thanks, Balrakis, for getting us here. Do you need to sign a paper while we're here, or like hand us off or anything? Are we good to go?
He would shake all of your hands, and he would say, "My job's to report back to the capital after I drop you off. It was a pleasure sailing with you, and should you need anything, I look forward to seeing you again." And he again shakes all your hands, gives you like a respectable nod.
Tries to get back
I will
off
look-
of land as quickly as possible.
I will check on my wagon, make sure nothing's wrong with it during transport. And if I see any holes in it because of goddamn cannon fire, next time I see Davy Jones, it's on site.
They unload the wagon, and it is intact.
Okay.
Oh, I see. Oh, this is the port entry.
Actually, that's a very good question. Balrakis, quick question. Before you go. I mean, it's a little question. It's not a big question, but quick question.
Go on.
How do we get back to the capital?
You walk.
He points to Brihick like what he said.
Oh, that wasn't a character. Freak
Oh.
wouldn't say something
He will
that
say-
mean.
He says, "You'll find your way back."
Well, aren't we going to Winebrick next, right?
Well, that's the plan. I just don't know if it's land connected. Or if we're just going to have to hire our own boat.
It is. Didn't that see the map right here? It connects.
Well, I can't see the map, so no. Oh my god, hold on. If we... Where are we? We're at Himich?
Yeah, Winebrick's right there.
Wait, hold on. Hold on, I'm confused.
You're wondering how we got here?
Yeah! How
So
did we get
went
through this
through-
land?
No, you went. Okay. As
We go
explained, you're
down?
going here. No, you went here and you went up the river.
Oh! I didn't realize we went up the river. Alright. That changes my whole mental image of what just happened. Got it.
I can't.
Was I the only one?
General.
Was I really the only one?
We can
Yes.
just figure out. We can find someone and become friends with a ship captain. They'll take us back.
Yep.
Oh, that's just a really long way to walk was the whole thing I was going to bring up. But, you know, that's all. So many cities to find and have problems at. Alright, I'm going to go look at the map. And I'm going to go look at the Barracuda map. Because my thing is, if it goes underwater, that could be helpful to us. But...
What's everyone else doing?
I mean, I'm gonna go try and set up lodging for myself and get information at the tavern because
So that would be number
And-
5. So that's all the way over
Mm.
here.
yeah. But I'm going the scenic route, stopping off at 4 because you know you got to do the shrooms and hourglass.
What about the others?
Muffin's curious about the theater,
Yeah.
so she's gonna go that way.
Yeah, probably at least look at the Barracuda to understand the requirements, payout, whatever the word it is.
I have no.
Yeah.
I have no sense of direction, but I know animals, so I will probably follow Van.
Yeah. And then my only other thing would probably be number 7. For now. If it's an immediate question that you were asking, Emily.
Yeah, I'll probably go 6 then 7 myself as well. So
What about you, Tess?
I mean, as soon as like we're off the boat, Tess is just like, solid ground. And probably picks up a new rock. But you probably would walk around, yes, collecting rocks a little bit, but also like keeping an eye out to see, like, you know, if she sees anything, get the sight of any of the dragon treasures or any, you know, thing that might help us with what we have to do.
So you're just patrolling.
Yeah, she's don't get a
Anywhere
sense
in
of it.
particular you're going?
I think she's just trying to get like a sense of the place, you know. It's new.
Alright. So we'll go down the list. Starting at 2, for Van and Brihick. you see a large, brightly colored tent sits at the edge of the market, marked by a banner that reads, "Sign up here for Barracuda Racing." The tent is adorned with paintings of racing barracudas and past champions holding trophies. However, all of these champions in these portraits, again, they are all like redneck commoners. Inside, tables are set up where participants can register for the event. Everyone is encouraged to enter at their own risk. There is a 70% mortality rate.
A 70% mortality rate. Jesus Christ!
Sorry, my bad. Injury or mortality.
Oh! Because that's better!
Yeah, you're
Hereby-
not dead. You could come back injured, not dead.
Yeah, but when you say 70% injure or mortality rate is still 70%.
I know, but you still got the slight chance of being injured, so it's a little bit better.
Here's the thing, though. If people hide that this is dangerous and you would probably die, people are going to get upset about it. But if people are like, no, you will more than likely definitely die, there will absolutely be people that'll be like, bro, hold my beer.
Exactly. It's like when they do, in Italy, running with the. Everyone knows there's a high chance of dying or getting injured, but people still do it every year. And I like to see that person that gets hit, and I am one of the people that laughs because I wouldn't do that.
I 100% will one of these days.
So what else, Emily? How much is the money? How much do we get paid if we win?
There is a sign that says Barracuda Racing Rules. It says, "No magic allowed during the race. Participants must ride the Barracuda, not swim alongside it. Interfering with another racer results in disqualification, and try not to die." At the very bottom, in very small letters.
Oh. Okay.
The prize is 1,000 GP in a golden chest and a chest of 5 dazzling gems worth 5,000 GP total.
God. Okay.
So you're saying that's 6,000 gold at the
Yes.
winner wins? Yeah.
No wonder there's a 70% mortality rate and nobody fucking cares.
What's the mechanic?
I have a whole functional minigame that I made over the period of my lunch break.
I mean, when is the race?
Later in the afternoon, they have a single race every single day.
Every time they win, they get a 6,000 gold? Or is it like a bracket?
Every time they win.
Damn! Can you only enter once?
Yes.
So, like, does
It's
that
basically a week-long festival.
So you could enter once and win, or enter once and lose. You couldn't just, like, keep entering if you lose, right?
No, if you lose, you lose.
Gotcha.
Like, you could do it once, but they do it over a week.
And as it starts today, hey, that gives us time to do it after we deal with whatever we deal with.
Yeah, I just want to see what the mechanics are, because
we won't know till we're in it.
I know, because I want to make sure I got the right stat to you.
What is the buy-in for?
There's no buy-in.
Oh wow!
Oh no, there. Hold on. Wait.
Yeah, your buy-in is your life. It's like I'm risking my life.
There's no buy-in.
I'm risking my life to win
Okay.
6,000 gold.
You just have to sign this form saying
next-
that they're not liable.
Next to the sign up, you see what's called a title tank. It's a really, really, really large glass, like aquarium almost.
Mhm.
Next to the sign up tent, you see a large saltwater tank holds the sleek, shining barracudas. These creatures are well trained and bred specifically for speed. Visitors can watch the barracudas swim and place early bets on their favorite racers. Gambling is encouraged, with odds and payouts posted on a very large chalkboard.
Oh god, there's gambling.
Okay.
But you would see a very excited halfling would look at you, give you a big old smile, and she'd go, "Welcome to Himich, y'all. What can I do for ya? You here to race?"
Oh, potentially. Maybe later in the week, but yes, I wouldn't be against it. We just have business to take care of beforehand. Actually, that's a good question.
What would you do?
Are we allowed to sign up and pick a day, and that's the day we have to race, or can we just show up on any of the days?
I'll say show up on the day. It's too hard to keep track.
Alright, cool. Well, I'll sign up.
No, meaning just like sign up the day that you're planning to do it.
Oh, well, I guess that works. I look at the barracudas. You said no magic during the race. If I were capable of using magic to speak with them now, is that a possibility, or is that also against the rules?
We don't let no one talk to the barracudas.
Do they have secrets that people aren't supposed to know? He kind of smirks.
I mean, I don't really know, but I ain't trusting no druid to like chitty chat with our races
Oh, well, that's
and rigging
good.
bets and stuff.
Well, that's good. I'm not a druid.
You might as well be one.
Wow. He looks at Brayhick.
That's classism.
He's like, oh, that was a little rude, but understandable you don't want to do any gambling mishaps or whatever.
Ain't no magic allowed during the race. And no talking to the barracudas.
Okay. That's okay. We can keep an eye out for whatever tent this lady sleeps in, and maybe she comes back to work tomorrow. Maybe she don't.
Yeah.
Might as well be a druid, that motherfucker.
I mean, he nods, looks at Brayhick. Well, I guess we'll come back.
You may come back. I am signing up right now.
Oh, you're racing today.
I thought that. So it's not just like a one big thing.
That's what I had asked her. She said it'd be better to sign up on the day that you're actually gonna race. Because I thought about that too. I thought about signing up now and just going later in the week, and she was like, nah, just sign up on the day.
Okay, so figure bullshit out today, right now, and then Barracuda race the rest of the week. Got it. Yeah.
Well, whenever y'all decide to come back, I'll be waiting for you, sugar.
Smile at her. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
She gives you a big old smile, and as you're like walking away under her breath, she's just like, "Goddamn city folk."
Yeah. As we're walking away, I will mutter, "Fuck it." Then might as well be one, huh?
Oh, that's just extremely weird that she called us city folk when we are both the absolute opposites.
Well, I no longer have the accent that I did from my youth. I speak proper, and you are definitely of a city. It is written all over you.
Well, I guess if you count a house and a literal tree in the Feywild a city, then sure. They don't have cities in the Feywild, and I was there for 200 years, so I don't count myself as a city person.
You went to court. That's among the city people.
I went to court? When did I go to court? What?
You went to the Feywilds. They have like courts in there and shit.
No, I wasn't allowed.
Orgies, apparently.
It's like, I wasn't allowed in court. I wasn't the political one or the pretty one.
That was me, Xavier.
I said what I said to Xavier.
But yeah, you take your leave from the Barracuda tent.
Yeah. And the classist woman in there.
Going down the list for Zelina.
Hello.
You're checking out the alchemist shop.
Yep.
So I do not actually have like the shop page.
Oh no, no shop page, no. It's okay.
But
what is he selling?
they sell all of the generics.
They sell all the drugs.
You would see in a very kind of small alley, kind of off to the side, a sort of almost like a tower with this brown shingled roof and this very large open foyer you walk into. And when you walk in, it is just wall to wall with bookshelves filled with glass bead covers over the doorways, and it pretty much looks like a hippie bookstore.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, here's a question. They said no magic, but what if we drink a potion of heroism before the race? Because doesn't that give you bless? Well, no, not in ability checks. Never mind.
But you would see this human woman, adjusting the books on one of the shelves. She would turn to you and give you a smile. She's kind of slender, around 5'9". She's got a little bit of these darkened spectacles and heavier clothing, especially considering the hotter weather here.
Mm-hmm. And I just was like, oh, hello there.
Well, hey, what can I do for you?
Well, I just got into town today. I'm just a traveling, mercenary. Just seeing what you have.
What I got is what you see. I got a few little stuff up at the counter, but we don't have much. All the tourists done near sold us out.
God damn it, them people selling the people out. How dare they? I say, well, we'll kind of just look at the stuff that they have and just be like, you know what? I'll be back once I secure my lodging. But thank you for showing me around.
No problem, sweetie.
And then I will head out.
You're heading to the tavern?
Yeah.
Alright. Muffin.
Howdy.
You're heading to the Tide Pool Theater.
Yeah.
Alright. It is a gorgeous theater. As you're, walking up, it is very heavily mermaid themed a little bit.
Uh-huh.
You don't see anyone there. It's pretty early in the day for a showing, but you do see some flyers sitting around.
I will pick one up.
One of the flyers talks about a come one and come all to see the Crouzyan Empire's most famous bard perform one of their original ballads.
Does it say the bard's name?
I'm looking for it. Hold on.
Let's go! I can't wait to meet the most famous Crouzyan Empire's bard. Is it a shawl? I swear to God, if it's a shawl.
See, that's what I was wondering.
They're like, oh, we're coming here secretly to give this to the lady, and then a shawl's like, hold up, the Tide Pool Theater? Give me a sec.
I also have a gig. Guys, can we
That'd be hilarious.
I'm looking for him. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's okay. He's just gonna play his handouts and dragon trenches. It's easy to find.
Oh.
They're holding a ballad, or they're holding a show? What did you call it?
It's like a ballad. Oh my goodness, where is his name? I wrote it maybe once in this entire 300-page like document. And I know exactly when he showed up. And I can't find it.
I've ruined you.
Wait, was it the guy we met on the road that was an ex of my sister's? He was a bard.
Oh, the story guy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it's him, but I'm trying to find his name.
Oh, fuck. Good luck. I've got too many notes. When did we meet him? What city was it after?
It was right after Bycrest.
Was that before
I'm trying to find...
or after Eladrin? It was after Bycrest. Hold on, I might be close. Finn brought up the bandits. Family. Great elemental war between the King of Stone and Mistress of Water's Deep. Right, we were never told that that was your dad.
Oh, I think I found it.
Orin.
Orin, yes.
Traveling Royal Bard, Orin, Elven Bard, on the road 5 days out from Bycrest.
The Wayward Bard. Found him. Yes, Orin Melodious.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's him.
He don't have art, right?
He does not.
Nope, we've just met him before. So we literally met that famous guy who's doing a famous thing. Let's go famously meet him again.
Muffin sort of nods like she does remember, and she will wander to the store, the other store, Elworker store, because she knows she'll probably meet up with her friends there.
And Tess, you're just wandering.
Wander, keeping an eye out.
Alright. Roll me a perception.
Whoop whoop. Let's see. We love a +1.
9. You don't know anything too odd. You try to keep an eye out for like, some sort of sign, and it's really hard to kind of say. It's pretty, it's lively. There are a lot of trunks, but nothing that would really warrant like, I'm kind of worried about this.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing you may kind of notice is just the clouds, getting maybe a little darker, like it might rain.
Uh-huh.
But otherwise, there's no, like, immediate, like, oh my god, this is suspicious or a threat.
It's gonna rain. Okay. That's not ominous at all.
I know.
Huh.
I know. We're
It's
too
perfect.
late.
Rehik, where are you going after the Barracuda tent?
That's such a sentence I don't think I would ever hear is just Rehik, where are you going after the Barracuda tent? Like, what?
Well, it's okay. As you're all heading to your next area, we are going to wrap it up here, and we will start next session with you guys investigating Himich and maybe trying to find out where all of this is coming from.
Woo woo. Skibbity paps.
But if you would like to sign us out, Dylan.
Sure, because I missed the intro. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my amazing fellow players for joining me on this episode. Thank you to Angela for making the incredible art you've seen throughout this campaign. Thank you to Tom for the incredible music you've been hearing through this campaign. And we will happily see you guys next week for episode 33. Bye-bye!
Bye.
Bye.